Hi, welcome back to Project Live Awake. My name is Jana Nixa. This channel is all about mastering your mindset, raising your vibe so that you can truly wake up to all that you are. Today's topic is a very popular one. I get a lot of questions on it, and that is all about helping your children through this time, helping your children deal with the stress, the anxiety, the worry, even things like panic attacks. What are some really easy tools that you can use with them so that they can really just find their way through it and snap out of it? The biggest thing, and this goes for everybody, and that is we really have to understand where we are. We have to take ourselves almost, in meditation, as I always say, is really great for this, is you can separate yourself from the thoughts that you're having and almost from, just like an investigative point of view, say, where am I? And what about this is true? And how would I feel if this wasn't true? And then let's choose something then that I would rather feel. And this is basically a version of Byron Katie's The Work. And it really is a great process for you to stop and for yourself or either teaching your children dead in their tracks and really get them to just kind of walk through this from a more objective standpoint. We are trying to cultivate awareness of self, awareness of emotions, awareness of thought, so that we can stop operating all up in here all the time and start to bring ourselves into our body and into our heart. Because while the brain is great at, keeping us safe when it comes to things that are going out in the world that we really don't have control over, we have to be able to identify that and choose another feeling to have. And I know it sounds simple, and it actually is. It just really takes some practice. So what I'm going to be walking you through is a 5-step process that you can use with your children when they start to get in that frantic state that we all know, a state of overwhelm, that state of stress. And, the first thing you want to do is identify where you are. And the Heart Math Institute calls this your internal weather report. So what that does, I love the name your internal weather report because it separates you from it, right? It's not what are you, what is going on within you right now. Not, you have anxiety, or you're an anxious person, or you're just a worry wart or whatever. No, but it's a weather, right? It's just a pattern that moves through you. So it gives you that sense that this is not me. This is just something I'm experiencing in this moment. And that's really step 1, is to identify where you are, how you're feeling, and just using that internal weather report verbiage really begins to separate yourself from it. So, in this moment, let's say, okay, I'm experiencing stress. What does it feel like? It feels like worrying. You can even kind of feel it in your body. It has butterflies in the stomach. Maybe your breathing is very shallow. You start to feel just that anxiety creep up the back of your neck. There's all different ways that people feel stress. Your heart is beating very fast. But the most important thing is we want to identify where we are in the internal weather report. So once we identify this, what we need to do next is we want to move consciously out of our brain and just into our heart. It's not that we're going to deny the feeling, but we're just going to take it and we're going to start to breathe. And I'm going to change it up a little bit with the heart breathing. I just learned a new technique that I think is really cool. So instead of just breathing in and out of your heart, I want you, as you're bringing your awareness from your head and into your heart, putting your hands over your heart is a really great way to do that. And imagine that you're breathing in through the back of your heart and breathing out through the front of your heart. Breathing in through the back of your heart and breathing out through the front of your heart. Doing that as many times as you need just to at least calm yourself down. Okay, so you've taken whatever that feeling is that's running around in your head and you centered it now in your heart, breathing in through the back and out through the front. And now the third step is you get to choose. And you can teach your kids this. How would you rather feel in this moment? And they may say happy, they may say silly, whatever it may be. For us adults, it may be joyful, it may be excited, peaceful, whatever it is. And now I want you to continue with that heart breathing. And I want you to imagine now that you're breathing in through the back of your heart, whatever word or words that you would prefer to feel, and then breathing it out through your heart. So you're just cycling this new feeling, this new emotion through your body. Breathing in through the back of your heart. Breathing out through the front of your heart. And if you're having trouble really capturing this feeling, then try to think of a time, or tell your child to try to think of a time when they felt that way before. Maybe it was riding a roller coaster at Disney, or running on the beach, whatever it may be. If they're having trouble finding that feeling, then just have them find a memory. You can ask them, when was the last time you felt this feeling that you would rather feel? And just have them really find a memory that they can connect with. And again, just continuing that heart breathing until the shift occurs. And that could take just a few minutes. It could take a little bit longer. But it's all about stopping, identifying the feeling, heart breathing to just go ahead and calm down first, choosing another feeling that you would rather feel instead. And you can always pull from, your memory bank there if you just can't quite connect with it. And then feeling that shift occur. So those are your 5 steps. And I really would love to know how this works for you, how this works for your children. I know, there's a lot of times now after practice that I can truly catch myself in these moments and just shift. And that's what happens over time, is you do learn to shift. But there are still certain situations where I don't feel like I have the ability to choose. I still get in that fight or flight and start racing around in my head and having those racing thoughts of, that emotional surge, that charge. This is just a great way to diffuse that emotional charge. And so I would really love to hear from you guys. I want to know how this is working for you, and more importantly, your kids. I know this is a tough time for them. I know my kids, we're sort of right now figuring out what school's going to look like next year. I know I'm not in the same boat, and I know our kids are feeling it too. So please let me know how it's working out for you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I'd also love to hear your questions about this. So if you like this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe so that you can continue on this journey, so that we can learn together. And don't forget about our live meditations every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Come and meditate with me. It's super powerful. I hope that you'll join me. Thank you so, so much for watching, and keep shining your light.